going to come back to you with a question here. What's the difference between term and perm insurance? Again, the question is, what's the difference between term and perm insurance?
The age-old question, term and perm. So term is what you see on TV advertised a lot, where it's very inexpensive during a certain period of time during the term. So 10-year term, 20-year term, or what have you. But then after that term, the rate blows up. It becomes eventually unaffordable, and you will be left without coverage eventually with a term policy. So here's the thing with term. I've had people say, I got a term policy to age 95. I'm like, really irrelevant, because you're not going to be able to afford it to age 95. Because after that term, the rate goes up substantially, and then every year thereafter, the rate keeps going up. And I mean, like, thousands of dollars per month is the new premium, right? When you start getting into your 60s or 70s, who's going to afford that? No one can. So term, very inexpensive during the term, but after that, it blows up. Perm, everyone should have a perm. Worked out good for us, right? Everybody should have a perm. No burns, no toxins, organic growth, guaranteed growth, and your ends will thank you, right? So, and by that, I mean permanent life insurance. We're joking, but I mean permanent life insurance. So with permanent life insurance, yeah, there are no toxins, no burns. It's guaranteed growth because those policies do have guaranteed cash value. And old heads knew what I was talking about when I said your ends will thank you. I meant like your money will thank you, because the permanent policy is going to stay the same rate for your entire life, right? The benefit and the premium stay the same for your entire life. So your ends will thank you, and there will be a cash value buildup in the policy in addition to that. So yeah, everyone should have some perm, some type of perm. Your children should have a perm. Your mama should have a perm. Everybody should have a perm, a permanent life insurance policy, in addition to whatever else you have, because term is eventually going to terminate and leave you without coverage.
So to that end, when you're recommending you're doing a consultation with someone and they ask, well, what type of plan should I have? How does that conversation normally go to determine perm versus term and how long? And then after the term, are they eligible or able to do something else with that money that's there? In other words, can they use it for something else, or does it expire, or what happens?
Yeah, that's a good question. So after the term, yeah, there's no cash value in a term policy, but a lot of term companies allow you to convert the policy to a permanent policy or perm after the term, but then you're 30 years older, right? You're not 30, you're 60 now, so you're converting at that age. It's better to get it when you're younger, right? Because it costs less. Now, regarding what type of coverage, I do the life. I do the LIFE to determine how much coverage the person ideally they want to have, and then we look at budget. So if you can, perm will cost a little bit more at the beginning, but in the long term, perm actually costs less than term, because when your policy starts going up to a couple $1,000s per month, it far exceeds in the long run what it would cost for a permanent policy. So I recommend, here's what most clients do. If they need $1 million or $2 million of coverage, I have some clients that are high net worth and they get that coverage in whole life. They get it in permanent because they have the money to do that. Most people will get the bulk of their coverage in term and get a smaller perm policy because that fits their budget. So, maybe $100,000 or $50,000 of permanent coverage, something that's going to continue to stay in force for your entire life. When that term is going to drop off, that term is going to blow up and drop off, and you have no coverage, you want the perm to rely on. Yeah.
So if I had to walk away with a short answer, if I'm sitting there as a listener today, would I walk away with the answer is that something's definitely better than nothing?
Yes, I have not had a person say, man, they left me too much money. I've never had that happen. It's normally the other way around, like we know with the GoFundMe and that kind of stuff. So I've never had a person that said, they were left too much life insurance. Something is better than nothing, for sure.
It's funny, our pastor on